What's going on, guys? Dig here, ready to teach you how to do the Eisendrache Easter egg. And yes, you can do this Easter egg solo. Now, the gobblegums that you want to bring for this Easter egg is going to be shopping free, fire sale, perkaholic, raindrops, and near-death experience. Now, for this Easter egg, you only have to upgrade one bow if it's only one player, two bows if it's two players, three bows if it's three players, four bows if it's four players. Another thing to keep in mind before you get started, you need to put your game into rank mode. If you do not put it in rank mode and you put it in non-rank mode, you're going to have to complete all the bows for the Easter egg. So make sure you put it in rank mode first before you start. Now, before we get started in the Easter egg, I'm going to show you where all the shield parts are and where to build the shield. The first shield part's going to be located outside of spawn to the left, past double tap to the right on top of this box. The second part location is going to be to your left, leaning against the stairs right here. Then going all the way up top of these stairs to the left, leaning against this wall. The second part for the shield is going to be located inside the clock tower, down at the bottom right here, and then turning around, going down these stairs on the ground right here, and then going straight forward towards the church to the right, leaning against these boxes. Now, for the third and final part for the shield, you're going to have to activate low gravity down inside the pyramid room. The way that you activate low gravity is by standing on these four squares around the pyramid. You got to wait for about 5 seconds, and they'll lock into place. Once you get all four locked into place, low gravity will activate. Once low gravity is activated, you can get the final shield part. The final shield part locations are going to be right above you, right where I'm at, on top of this grate, and then going towards the teleporter room right above the door will be another spawn location, and then turning around where pack-a-punch is going to be right on the wall is going to be the last third final location for the shield. Now, once you get the final part for the shield, you're just going to go build it on top of this crafting table down in the pyramid room. Now, I'm going to show you how to build the gravity spikes because they are required for the Easter egg. The way that you get the first gravity spike piece is by taking out the first panzer of your game. Now, the second part that you get for the gravity spike is by turning on the death ray. Once the death ray turns off, there'll be a gravity spike piece floating in the air. All you got to do is take one of the wonder sphere to collect it. To activate the wonder sphere, you need to turn on the landing pad that's across from the wonder sphere. They look like this on the ground. Now, if the gravity spike spawns above the death ray, all you got to do is take the wonder sphere in the courtyard to collect that part. Now, for the third and final part for the gravity spike piece, all you got to do is wait for the rocket to start. Now, there's two different ways to activate the rocket test without having to wait for so long for it to activate. One way you could do is you could take the launch pad that takes you straight to the rocket test and activate any gobblegum that drops a power up. Or the second way to do it is have one of your teammates in the low gravity room and have them wall run on top of this blue square, and that will activate the rocket test. Now, once the rocket test has started, you're going to have to go over here, flip this switch right by the computer, run past the blast doors, and wait inside. You're going to look at this console, and once the lights all turn green, flip the switch, go inside the teleporter, and that's where your last part will be located. Now, go inside the church and build it on top of this crafting table. Now, for the first step of the Easter egg, you're going to have to get the Wrath of the Ancient's bow. The way that you get the bow is by feeding 3 dragon heads around the map. The first dragon head is past double tap outside of Samantha's room on the wall right here. The second dragon head is located inside the church above the fireplace right here. And the third and final location is down inside the pyramid room right here to the left. Now, once you finish feeding the last dragon, you can go ahead and go pick up your bow. The bow's going to be located inside this room leading down into the pyramid room. Once you get your bow, we're going to start upgrading it. The bow that we're going to upgrade it to is the lightning bow. Now, the first step to upgrading the bow into the lightning bow is you're going to have to go to the death ray. Once you're at the death ray, you'll see this compass. Go ahead and shoot a charge shot at the compass, and then at the bottom of the compass will be the lightning arrow that you need to pick up. Once you pick this up, you started the lightning quest. The first step of the lightning quest is shooting 3 bonfires around the map. The first bonfire that you want to shoot is going to be on the backside of the clock tower. The second bonfire location is going to be located outside of spawn to the left. You're going to aim at the top of this mountain and then bring your crosshair over, and then you'll get it 100% of the time. Now, for the third bonfire, it's located down at the rocket test. We're not going to go down there. We're going to go over here to double tap right in front of Takeo's hands on this wall. You're going to look in the very back mountain, and in the top right, you'll see a puff of cloud. Aim your crosshair in front of this cloud and then tap your shot. And you'll hit the bonfire 100% of the time. Now, for the third step of upgrading the lightning bow, you're going to have to wait for the low gravity to turn on. Once the low gravity turns on, there will be these 5 symbols around the wall that you have to wall run and touch. Do not fall on the ground while you're doing this step, or you will have to restart from the beginning of this step. Now, once you wall run on the last one, you're ready for the next step of upgrading the lightning bow. The next step of upgrading the lightning bow is going to require you to fill up souls at 3 different urns. The urns take 5 souls to completely fill it up. Once you get your 5 souls, you're going to charge your bow back all the way, and then you're going to get a lightning effect on the tip of your arrow when you're near the urn. You're going to take this lightning effect arrow to the bonfire and shoot it. That's going to cause a lightning and fire effect on the bonfire. You're going to do this to the other 2 bonfires. I'm going to show you where the urn locations right now for those. The first location for the urn is going to be inside the clock tower. The second location for the urn is going to be above double tap, and the third and final location is going to be to the left outside of the teleporter as soon as you go down to the rocket test. Now, once you shoot the last bonfire with your lightning effect arrow, you're ready for the last step of upgrading the lightning bow. Go ahead and head back to the death ray where the compass is. On the ground where you picked up the arrow the first time, interact with it. The arrow is going to float up and go inside the compass. Once the arrow floats back down, go ahead and pick it up and head down to the pyramid room. Once you're inside the pyramid room, to the right will be a lightning podium. Go ahead and place the arrow down, and now you got to get 25 kills inside this square area surrounding the pyramid. Now, moving on to the void bow. bow. Now to acquire the void bow arrow, you just gotta go above double tap and you'll see this symbol on the wall. Go ahead and shoot it and the void arrow will drop to the ground. Go ahead and pick it up and you started the quest for the void bow. Make sure you put on subtitles for this bow because it's gonna make your life a whole lot easier. Now you're gonna go into the room that's underneath the clock tower and you'll see a purple square. Go ahead and get a melee kill on top of the purple square. After you get a melee kill on top of the purple square, go ahead and interact with it. Now you're gonna have to go running around the map and picking up 6 gatekeeper skulls around the map. I'll show you the locations right now on screen. The first one's gonna be over here to the left of a mute kick. The second skull location is gonna be the right side of double tap on top of this broken wall. The third location is gonna be inside of Samantha's room inside her toy box. The fourth location is located inside of a window outside of the church to the right side on top of these stairs area. The fifth location is gonna be inside of a sink to the right side of the teleporter. That sixth and final location is gonna be located in the back bed of this truck at the rocket test. Now going back to the room that's underneath the clock tower, you're gonna have to get 6 crawler kills where the gatekeeper skulls are. After you do 6 crawler kills, you're gonna hear the demon voice give you 3 different phrases. That's why subtitles are so important because it will show you in your subtitles what he's saying. In my game, he said horn, stag, heart. Now, if you forget what the demon said to you, don't worry, just shoot the urn with your bow again and then it will repeat what he said. Now go to the hallway that's in between the power, church, and Samantha's room. There's gonna be a bunch of statues in here that you can interact with that will show a symbol. Go ahead and interact with the statues that have your phrases. For example, mine is horn, stag, heart, and you're gonna memorize the purple symbols that appear on top of the statues. For example, my horn symbol is gonna be rib cage, my stag statue is gonna be 3 triangle bars, and then my heart statue is gonna be a peace symbol. Now all you gotta do is kill the zombies off and they'll drop you the symbols. Be quick about picking them up because they disappear pretty quickly. Now, once you get all 3 symbols that you need, go ahead and head to the room that's underneath the bell tower. Once there, you're going to see all your symbols on the floor. Go ahead and shoot the symbols in the order that you had them. Now, once you shoot the correct symbols in the correct order, he's going to be like, that is my name. He's going to break the vice, and then you're going to go in the center and interact with it, thus revealing your void arrow. Go ahead and pick it up and take it down to the void podium inside the pyramid room. Get enough kills like you did with the lightning bow around the pyramid, and then you're done with the void bow. Now for the fire bow quest. Go to the very top of the clock tower and shoot the backside of this wall. It will reveal the fire arrow. Go ahead and pick it up. Now for the second step, you're going to have to wait for a rocket test to start. You can either get it to start by dropping a power up like I do with the Widow's Wine, or you can have somebody run on this blue square to activate it. Once the rocket test starts, go ahead and go behind the blast doors and wait there. Once the rocket test is over, run past the blast doors immediately and look out to your right. You'll see a little statue that's glowing orange. Go ahead and shoot a little bit above the circle and then it will release a fireball back to the death ray. Once you accomplish this, you're gonna have to take a wonder sphere. There's 3 different symbols you're gonna have to shoot while you're launching. They're gonna look like this on the floor. You'll know that you hit them correctly if you go up to them when you're not launching and they're glowing orange. I'm gonna show you how to hit 2 of them without having to launch yourself and then shoot them while you're flying. Starting with the death ray circle. The death ray circle is going to be right in front of the death ray switch. You're going to go over here and look at this metal plate. You're going to stand on the very corner of this metal plate and look all the way up towards the circle. You're going to tap your shot and then you're going to quickly run to the wonder sphere and then launch yourself. By doing so, you'll hit that symbol 100% of the time. Now we're going to hit the circle that's on the road leading up to double tap in the first dragon. Now there's going to be a tiny cloud that you got to aim at while you're inside the wonder sphere near the death ray. Trust me, in your game, you're going to be able to see it. It's a very faint cloud, or you can line up the top of your bow with this red metal beam that's inside the wonder sphere. Go ahead and tap your arrow by the wonder sphere and then you'll hit that circle too. Also, this is the sound you'll hear if you hit it correctly. Now for the last one, you really don't need any tip for it because it's the easiest one. It's not really going to be hard to do. All you got to do is go to the wonder sphere that's above double tap, hold the charge, launch yourself, and it's going to be right on the ground right when you land. Now once you hit all 3 circles, go ahead and stand inside the circles and get kills. You'll know when you're done with this step once a beam flashes towards the fireball at the death ray. Now once you finish the last circle, go ahead and head to the clock tower. On the back side of the clock where you picked up the arrow the first time, go ahead and interact with it. By interacting with it, it's going to spin and then show you a symbol. This symbol correlates with the fireplace around the map. There's only 3 fireplaces I'll show you right now on screen. The first fireplace is going to be inside the church where the second dragon is. The second fireplace is going to be located inside of Richtofen's room. And the third and final fireplace is going to be located inside this room where the wonder sphere could be near the first dragon. Now once you figure out what fireplace you got to shoot your arrow towards, only one of the circles will be glowing orange. You're going to want to stand inside the circle when you have the red aura around you, and you're going to want to shoot your arrow towards that fireplace. You only get 4 shots to do this step. If you do it correctly, you'll see a little volcano on the ground. You're just going to have to stand inside the volcano and just continue shooting towards the fireplace. You'll know if you've done it correctly if the volcano disappears, and then you can move on to shoot the next location. Once you get in front of the fireplace, go ahead and shoot your final arrow into the fireplace and interact with it. Once you interact with it, go back to the fireball at the death ray, interact with that, thus that will reveal your arrow. Now take it into the pyramid room, place it on top of the fire podium, and get kills near the pyramid, just like you did with the lightning and the void bow, and then go ahead and pick up your firebow once you got enough kills. Now moving on to the wolf bow. The wolf bow will have 4 paintings that you have to interact with a certain order. Now these paintings will be in the same location every time, but they will shuffle around every single game you play. The first painting location is going to be located underneath the bell tower right here. The second painting is going to be located inside the bell tower to the left as soon as you enter through the door. The third painting is going to be located inside the church up the stairs to the right here. And the fourth and final painting is going to be located outside of Richtofen and Samantha's room. Now here's the order that you have to interact with the paintings. The first one's going to be the wolf king sitting on his throne with the 2 wolves on the right and left side. The second painting is going to be a white painting with a knight riding on top of a horse. The third painting is going to look like the apothecary unleashing hell on top of the castle. The fourth and final painting is going to have the dead king with Leroy from Buried grieving for him. Now go inside the pyramid room, and then the stairs leading down into the pyramid room, this wall will reveal the wolf arrow. Go ahead and pick it up and you can start the wolf quest. Now once you get the wolf quest, go down to the rocket test, and if you look in the top left of the blast doors, you will see this flag. Go ahead and shoot the flag and it will release a skull from the wolf. Go ahead and pick up that wolf head and go to the pyramid room. Once you're in the pyramid room, go up to the wolf podium. You'll see 2 skeletons of dead wolves. Go ahead and place a skull on it and follow the ghost wolf. Make sure you follow the ghost the entire time. If you don't follow the ghost the entire time, then he'll disappear, and then you're gonna have to interact with that skeleton again. Eventually the wolf will stop at the courtyard and will sniff the ground. He'll walk forward. As soon as he starts barking, you can start killing zombies to fill up a soul box. As soon as the soul box is filled, he'll turn back around, dig up the dig pile, and you're gonna pick up the remains that are there on the ground. Follow the wolf to the second location and repeat the same process. Once you do that for the second time, go ahead and follow him again and do the same process again for the third time at the third location. Now once you pick up the remains for the third time, you're ready for the next step. You're gonna have to wait for the low gravity to activate. Once the low gravity activates, wall run and shoot the wolf symbols on top of this flat wall. Once you shoot the symbols, a floating platform will appear. Land on the floating platform and interact with the cassette inside. This will give you the wolf arrow. Pick it up and take it to the wolf podium and place it down, and then get kills near the pyramid. Once you get enough kills, you go ahead and pick up the wolf bow. Now going back to the main quest Easter egg. Once you get enough souls, you're gonna hear this audio cue. Do not trade your bow yet. You're gonna head down to the teleporter room. Once inside, on top of the teleporter will be a bunch of balls. You have to shoot them with the Wrath of the Ancient's bow to light them up yellow. You can just tap your shot in the center of the teleporter to activate this step. You'll know that you activate this step when you hear a gatekeeper screech. Now once you have done this, there's gonna be a wisp that will spawn in. There's 8 different locations for it, and I'll show you right now on screen. The first one's gonna be located on top of this radio inside the church as soon as you enter the door to the right. The second location is gonna be this clock above the fireplace inside the church. The third location is gonna be located outside of the clock tower to the right on top of this clock. The fourth location is gonna be located in the power room on top of this black phone. The fifth location is gonna be located outside of Samantha's room on top of this globe. The sixth location is going to be located above double tap on top of this white box. The seventh location is going to be on the back side of this tire near double tap. Now the eighth and final location is going to be in front of quick revive on top of this black phone. All you need to do is shoot the wisp with their upgraded bow 4 times and then go to the teleporter. You are timed during this step, so do it quickly. Another tip, make sure you get rid of Widow's Wine, because if you don't and it explodes near one of these wisps locations, doesn't matter if the wisp is there or not, it will fail the step. Also, another thing to take note, you can start the step immediately as soon as you upgrade 1 bow at least. Also, if you fail this step, all you have to do is end the round and then it will restart back up again. And once you get inside of the teleporter room, you're going to want to pick up this plant and then go on top of the teleporter. You'll know that you'll be able to go back in time if the teleporter is glowing purple. Make sure you have everybody in the teleporter or the teleporter will not teleport you. Once you're teleported, there's 3 things that we need to do while we're here. First thing, to the right of the teleporter will be this little box. On top of the box will be 2 fuses that we need to pick up. Turn around and then you'll see a blue tube. Go ahead and go pick up that blue tube too. After you pick up the blue tube, you're going to go place down that plant where we picked it up earlier before we teleported. Now we're going to wait for Groff to shut the vault door, and then we're going to memorize these symbols that appear on the door. Write them down or memorize them by calling them different things. Once you're teleported back, go ahead and head to the death ray. Now in order for the next step to work for the Easter egg, you're going to have the death ray activate at least once before you do the step. Now once the death ray is turned off, on the left side of the death ray will be a spot where you can place down those fuses that you picked up earlier, and then on the other side of the death ray, you're going to have to flip the switch to protect. Now once you have accomplished this, the computer on the left side of the bell tower will turn on. Now you want to put in those codes that you got from when you went back in time. Now once you put in those codes, you're going to head down into the vault room. Once you're in the vault room, go ahead and pick up the contents that's inside the vault and go ahead and pick up your free gobblegum for the plant. Now head to the death ray. Once you're at the death ray, there's 2 pylons at the death ray. In the pylons, there will be milk jug looking conduits. Go ahead and place down your conduit on the right side of the one pylon and then go to the place it down on the other side of the other pylon. Next thing you want to do is go to the death ray and flip it to destroy. Once you have accomplished this, go to the computer that's on the left side of the bell tower. Once you interact with the computer, on the 4 monitors will be the same symbols. Memorize the 4 symbols and the locations that they appear on the monitors. Now you're going to be playing Simon Says by matching the same symbol that appears on the big monitor. Now once you put the last symbol into the computer, the pylon at the death ray will glow white. Now head down to the rocket test and do the same thing on the other computer down there. One thing to keep in mind while you're doing this, Simon Says, if you fail this step at any point, you're going to have to redo on both computers. Also, if there's more than one player doing this Easter egg, there are going to be dogs infinitely spawning in while you're doing the Simon Says. Once you finish Simon Says on both computers, you're ready to shoot down Dempsey with the death ray. Go to the back side of the death ray and you'll see a green circle. Go ahead and press interact on that green circle and you shot down Dempsey. Now once Dempsey is shot down, go ahead and end the round. Now once the round starts back up, you're going to hear the wisp sound activate once again. Now go through the map and shooting the wisp with an upgraded bow and then go to the teleporter and teleport. Like I said earlier in the Easter egg, if you're playing with more than one player, you're going to need everybody inside the teleporter for you to get teleported back in time. Once you're teleported back in time, take a right, and inside of this console, you'll be a little slot where you can place down a floppy disk or cassette tape, whatever you want to call it. Go ahead and place it down. As soon as you place it down, a little box at the front of the door will open up. Go ahead and pick up that stone tablet. That stone tablet is used for the next step of the Easter egg. Once you get back, go to the courtyard that's outside of the church. On the ground next to the rocket that crashed into the courtyard, there will be a little golden rod on the ground. Go ahead and pick up that golden rod for the next step of the Easter egg. Once you get that golden rod, go ahead and go where you pick up the Wrath of the Ancient's first bow. You'll see a little slot where it can be put in, go ahead and place it inside the coffin. Now, a gatekeeper is going to spawn into the map, and you're going to have to follow it, and you're going to have to fill up the souls for it at 4 different locations. You're going to have to use a certain bow depending on the ore that's surrounding your screen when you're inside the circle. Now, the 4 locations that the gatekeeper will go to is 1 outside of the courtyard, 1 at Mule Kick, 1 at Double Tap, and 1 at Stamina. Now, the gatekeeper that's going to be at Double Tap, you're going to have to place down that stone that you picked up earlier on top of this metal concrete slab in order for the souls to be collected at Double Tap. Now, once you finish filling up the last gatekeeper, it's going to go down in the pyramid room. After a brief minute, the pyramid is going to change into the MPD from the moon. Go ahead and place down that blue tube that you picked up earlier from going back in time in the first time. Now you're ready to go to the boss fight. Go ahead and pack up your starting pistol and go ahead and pick up near-death experience before the boss fight. Now, to enter the boss fight, you need everybody to pull out their gravity spikes and place it on top of the blue squares at the same time. By doing so, it'll teleport you to the boss fight. Now, once you're in the boss fight, a gatekeeper is going to fly around in the boss fight arena. At any moment, the gatekeeper is going to go to the center of the arena. You're going to whip out your gravity spikes and place it in the dead center. After you place down the gravity spikes in the dead center, go ahead and shoot a full charge of the lightning bow on the ground. As soon as the gatekeeper's chest turns yellow, go ahead and spray your starting pistols at its chest. By doing so, you'll defeat the first round of the boss fight. Now, at any point in this Easter egg, if he goes to the center, you do not have the gravity spikes ready, go ahead and hide behind a pillar. You'll do a lightning attack, and if you're behind a pillar, you'll be protected. If you're not behind a pillar, you will instantly go down. Now, after you complete the first wave, a bunch of panzers are going to spawn in. Go ahead and take out the panzers, and you're ready for the second wave. The second wave, you're going to rinse and repeat, wait for the gatekeeper to go to the center, go ahead and place down gravity spikes, go ahead and shoot their chest, and then you're going to do the same thing by killing off the panzers, and then rinse and repeat by placing down the gravity spikes and finishing them off for the third time. You're going to be teleported back, you're going to pick up the summoning key in front of the MPD, and they're going to place it down on the computer that's at the bell tower to the left. Now you completed the Eisendrache Easter egg. I hope you guys enjoy it, like and follow, and I'll see you guys in the next Easter egg. Peace!